Here we have a physics problem. S of t is the equation of the motion of a particle. They want us to find the velocity and then some other stuff after that. So let's start with the S of t function right here, which is 8t cubed minus 24t squared minus 360t. And how do you find velocity? Well, here's what you need to know. If you start with S, which is position, and you take the derivative, S prime, that's going to be V for velocity. And then you take the derivative again. That'll be S double prime, which is A for acceleration. So that's something important to know. I'm assuming you're going to physics probably if you're taking this course. So derivative, sorry, position, take the derivative, it's S prime is velocity. Take another derivative, S double prime, that's acceleration. So when they want velocity, they want the derivative. So I'll say, okay, so velocity is S prime of t. So take the derivative. So here we go. Bring down the 3. It's 24 t to the second. I'm going to make my t's capital so they don't look like plus signs. And then bring this down, minus 48 t to the first. Now this is a 1 power. Come on down, minus 360. And then it just becomes a minus 1 to 0 power. It's gone. So there's the velocity. And then before we go on to the acceleration, it says, where does the velocity equal 0? So now we just have to say, okay, set it equal to 0 and solve. So I got to solve this equation for where this thing equals 0. Okay, I think before we're going to probably dive into the quadratic formula, but I think we can probably just divide by 20. I think they're all divisible by 24, aren't they? And whatever you do to one side, you got to do the other, right? So that would be t squared minus 2t minus, what is that? 5 would be 120 times 3. Is that 15, I think? And 0 over anything is just 0. Did I do that right? Let's see, 240 and 120. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Nice. Oh, nice. So really, you know what? We could just factor that. We don't have to do the, you can do the whole quad if you want, but look, so you can factor this thing. Easy peasy. Right? Remember FOIL? FOIL. Front times front to be t squared. Last times last to be the 15. 5 times 3. And how do they make minus 2? Sign in the middle goes in the bigger. Minus 5 plus 3 makes minus 2. You tracking with me? And so then you set each one to 0, right? Because here, I'll just do it first. First one is 0 or the second one is 0, right? Logically, if two things are multiplying to equals, if I said, hey guys, I'm thinking of two numbers, I multiply them in my head, it comes out 0. What does that mean? The first one could be 0 or the second one, right? Two things are timesing. See how these are multiplying? Whoops, scribble in there. See how these parentheses are multiplying to equal 0? So that means the first one's 0, or, if two things are timesing to be 0, either one could be 0 to make them times to be 0. So then you can finish the first one. Got to get t alone, right? Add 5. So t is 5 here. Subtract 3 for t is minus 3. So we got our two answers for t. And that's what they said, 5 or minus 3. Yep, that's right. Now, you could have done the quad there. If you think, oh, I hate factoring, I hate it. Well, you really need to learn to factor because it's going to save you time. But you could have done the quad, the negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You could have done that, right? And the a here is 1, the b here is negative 2, the c is minus 15. You could have done that. I'll do it real quick. Negative b, and notice b is negative 2, so negative 2, plus or minus the square root of, I'm going to totally run out of room here. I need a little tighter. There we go. Plus or minus squared b squared, so that would be 2 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is minus 15 all over 2a. So that's double negative, positive 2. Excuse me. Sneezing in the middle of this video. All right. And then negative 2 squared is 4. Watch this here. Negative 4 times plus 1 times negative. That's a negative 15. You can read my writing there. That's 60. It added to be positive because there's two negatives, right? This was negative and this was negative. All right, 2 plus or minus square root of 64 all over 2. That's 2 plus or minus 8. Square root of 64 is 8. So that's 2 plus 8 over 2 or 2 minus 8 over 2. That's 10 over 2 or 5. It's minus 4 over 2 or no, it's not. It's minus 6 over 2. I want to be done with this one. This is going a long while. I'm going too fast. Minus 6 over 2 minus 2. So same two answers by the quadratic formula or by factoring, either way. All right, last step. Find the acceleration function. Okay, so as I said, that's the second derivative. So I've got the first derivative here. Let me bring that down. First derivative is 24t squared minus 48t. So what was it? 24t squared minus 48t. 24t squared. 24t squared minus 48t minus 360. Okay, and the acceleration is as double prime, so another derivative. So then the 2 comes down, 48t subtract 1 to the first power. 1 power here comes down, and then minus 1, it's gone. And then this is just a constant number. Derivative of a constant number doesn't have a ladder, it's just 0. And so there it is, 48t minus 48. Is that what they said? 48t minus 48. Whew, that was a big one. And so there we go.